Hello everyone, and welcome back to another premiere. I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. They've been a lot of fun to reproduce. Today, something completely different. We're back in X-Plane, and we've got the beautiful iniBuilds A300 here in front of us. We're going to be doing a flight from Toronto down to Louisville. I'm very excited for this one. Should be a lot of fun. So without further ado, let's jump inside the cockpit, get this bad boy ready to rock and roll. Alrighty, back inside the cockpit now again of the beautiful iniBuilds A300. We've been fortunate enough that First Officer Daisy has kind of got us in a beautiful turnaround state. So everybody's got to pat her on the head and say thank you. First things first, I guess we're just going to head to the overhead and we're just going to start doing some of our flows. So everything looks good over here on the left side. That's all fine. We can get our seatbelt signs on. We'll get the no smoking to the auto position as well. Scrolling up here, everything looks good. All of our batteries are on. External power is on. Galley power is off. Pitch trim and yaw dampers are off, as well as the ATS. Let's go and get our nav and logo lights on. We're not going to get any of our fuel pumps on now, as we will be refueling here in a second. APU master start switch is on. We'll get the main deck cargo smoke detection systems all turned on, as well as the cargo comp smoke detections. Get all of that on. Probe heats can stay off until we're ready to taxi, and we'll get our window heats on as well. Continuing the flows down here, everything looks great. Up top over here, we can get our crew supply on. And then we can look down here and see that everything is set to the auto position, which it is, and as well as our emergency lights can get armed and our APU bleed in the off position for now. Coming to the EFB, we're going to go ahead and select our ground ops, and we're going to go directly to our load sheet, and we're going to start punching in some information. On today's flight, we're looking for a zero fuel weight of 123.3, so we'll go ahead and punch that number in here, 123.3, and we're looking for an estimated fuel on board today of 13,900 kilos. So we'll go ahead and put 13.9, we'll insert that, and then we'll go ahead and hit the load, payload, and fuel. Wonderful. Now that all of that is done, we can instantly go over and we'll send this to our takeoff performance data. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we can go ahead and work on the MCDU, or the FMC, or the CDU. Howdy, now down here looking at the MCDU, or the CDU, whatever you'd like to call it. We're going to hit the FMS page. Got some beautiful information here. We can immediately go to the initref page and we can start plugging in some information. So we're obviously sitting down on the ground here in Toronto. So we'll plug in CYYZ, and we are going over to Louisville today, which is KSDF. We'll go ahead and populate that in here. Wonderful. This is the flight planned route that we do plan on using today. So we'll go ahead and insert that. Wonderful. Our alternate airport this afternoon will be KCVG, which I believe is Cincinnati. KCVG. Beautiful, and we'll throw that in there. Hit the return page. Good. Our cost index today will be a whopping 55. We're looking for a cruise level today of 340, and we have a flight number of UPS 487. Wonderful. Cool. Now that that's all done, we can go to the next page. We can plug in some information here, or we can import all of that information from our EFB, which is what we're going to do. So for now, let's go to the flight plan page. We'll go to YYZ. We'll go to the standard instrument departure. On the A300, because it is a little bit older, is my understanding, you always have to select your runway first. So, interestingly enough, today, we're going to be departing out of runway 33 right. We're going to be on the Mixit 7 departure. So we'll find that in our list here. There it is. And we're going to take it with the Gentry transition. Wonderful. We will then insert that. Great. Continue to scroll down here. We'll take a look at our flight plan. We can then go to KSDF. We can go to our star. We plan on taking the Redstone 6 arrival into ILS 35 left. So we'll select 35 left. Then our approach. And our transition today will be Rod and Bourbon. And we can insert that. Beautiful. There's our flight plan. Everything looks great. I'm happy with all of that, reviewing that. Awesome. On to the next step. Now that our MCDU is all set up, we can go ahead and plan our takeoff performance. Let's go ahead and grab some information here. We are departing out of CYYZ on runway 33 right. We'll go ahead and grab our ATIS request. Wonderful. And then we can hit the compute button. Great. All of that is set. We can then go ahead and press the Send Data button, and we'll send that to the FMS. Wonderful. All of that is complete. We're looking great. We can head back down to the CDU, MICDU, or FMS, whatever you'd like to call it. Alrighty, now that the MICDU is set up and the electronic flight bag is all set, we can go ahead and start spooling up our APU. So let's get our fuel pumps on. And hit the start switch on the APU. Alright, with a good APU, we can go ahead and get the APU bleed system on. We can go ahead and remove our external power. We can go ahead and get our galley power on. We can get our pitch trims, yaw dampers, and ATS all on. And we can come back down here to our electronic flight bag. Ground ops, ground services. We can remove the chocks. Sorry, we can remove the external power, which will then allow us to remove the chocks. We're pretty much good to go. One more thing that we need to check here on our EFB was our takeoff performance and our V2 speed today, which was going to be 151. So we'll go ahead and set that. As well as our initial climb altitude, which will be set to 6,000 feet. As well as setting our flex temps. Flex of 53. Wonderful. Now that that is all set, we can go ahead and start up engine number 2. With a good start on engine number 2, we can go ahead and spool up engine number 1. Alright, holding short of the runway, we can go ahead and make sure that our landing lights are on. Wing lights. Runway turn-offs. Strobe lights and nose lights set to take off. Alrighty, let's go flying. Takeoff power is set. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Climb power is set. Flaps retracted. Slats retracted. Down to the McDo, and will send us direct to Newbacks. Insert. Back to nav track, and we'll start making our left turn. Autopilot can be engaged. Alrighty guys, we're showing about 10 miles till top of descent. We've got our ILS frequency plugged in, 109.35 with our course heading of 350, and we've got our minimums of 200 plugged in as well. Alright, we've got our landing performance data set as well. We're looking for a V approach speed today of 136 with a VREF of 131. It's based off our load weight of 130.6. Looking good. Alrighty, about to make our right turn for final. Let's go ahead and arm our ground spoilers, as well as setting our auto brake to low. Alright, localizers captured. Speed is good at 220 knots. Alrighty, and glide slope has been captured. Speed is at 190. Still 15 miles out. No need for gear yet. Alright, 10 miles. Gear can go down. Flaps 15 degrees. Speed can also come back to 170. Nose light on, wing light, as well as our runway turnoffs. Next stage of flaps. And at 7.5 miles, we'll get fully configured with an approach speed of 136. In full flaps. Alrighty guys, and with that, we'll do our landing checklist. Gears down 3 green, flaps and slats are full. Ground spoilers have been armed, auto brake is set. Let's go ahead and land this bad boy. goes down gently, reversers deployed. And 60 knots, reversers stowed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Louisville. Alright, landing lights are going off, wing lights can come off, runway turnoffs can come off, nose light over the taxi, strobe lights come off, ignition off as well. We'll go ahead and fire up the EPU master start switch, and we'll go ahead and clean up our flaps and spoilers. Alrighty, at the stand, we can go ahead and get our park brakes on, head upstairs, make sure that our APU gen is illuminated, which it is. We'll switch our APU bleed over to APU bleed, and we'll go ahead and spool down engine number 1 and engine number 2, as well as our beacon light. And that is it. Wonderful. We'll go ahead upstairs, we'll go ahead and get our probe heats all in the off position. Window heat can come off as well. And our smoke detection systems can all come off as well. As well as our fuel pumps. Wonderful. And there we have it. Alrighty, friends, and that's going to wrap up another premiere. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me today. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys have been enjoying these premieres. Again, something completely different than what we're used to on the channel, with our main focus of being live streams. But I really hope you guys have enjoyed these videos. Again, just something different, something that I wanted to do while I was away on vacation out of the office. So thanks for coming to hang out. If you haven't done so, please don't forget to smash down that thumbs up button. If you haven't done so as well, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got fresh X-Plane 11, hopefully soon, X-Plane 12, and Microsoft Flight Simulator content coming your way. I look forward to seeing you guys either in the next premiere or live stream. Happy landings, my friends.